Ladies and gentlemen, this is not just another match. This is a moment that broke the internet. A young wrestler, barely 17, steps onto the mat in front of thousands of roaring fans in the heart of America. No one knew his name. No one expected what was coming. But within minutes, this kid, this unknown underdog, would deliver a move so unexpected, so unreal that even the referee froze in disbelief. This is the story behind the most shocking wrestling moment in USA history. The crowd's energy was electric, every seat filled. Cameras flashing, coaches pacing nervously at the edge of the mat. On one side stood the state champion, undefeated for 2 years straight. On the other side stood a kid from a small-town high school, wearing a slightly oversized singlet, his eyes locked, his breath steady. The commentators barely noticed him. The announcers said his name once and moved on. Nobody expected the highlight of the night to come from him, but destiny had a plan. His name was Ethan Cole, just a regular American kid who grew up watching wrestling on TV, copying moves in his backyard with his brother, dreaming of one day standing in a real ring. He wasn't the fastest, he wasn't the strongest, but Ethan had something else, heart. He trained in silence. While others partied, he practiced takedowns in an empty gym. While others talked about victory, he was out there earning it, rep by rep, sweat by sweat. And now his moment had arrived. The whistle blows. Both wrestlers circle. The crowd cheers. You can feel the tension through the air. The champion lunges, lightning fast, but Ethan counters. He drops low, shifts weight, and escapes. The crowd gasps. They didn't expect that. "Whoa, that kid's got moves!" one commentator yells, but that was just the beginning. The match continues. Strength versus strategy, power versus patience. Every second, Ethan learns, adapts, and pushes harder. Midway through the match, something changes. You can see it in Ethan's eyes. That switch, that quiet fire. He's not just surviving anymore. He's hunting. Then it happens. The champion charges full force. Ethan steps aside, grabs the arm, pivots, and in one fluid motion, executes a move so precise, so technical, so perfect that time itself seems to pause. The crowd explodes! The referee's eyes widen. And in that instant, with one impossible counter, Ethan Cole flips the champion clean over his shoulder and pins him to the mat. 1, 2, 3. The whistle blows, and the entire arena erupts in shock. The commentators can't believe it. The kid did it. He actually did it. Cameras zoom in. Ethan's face says it all. Relief, disbelief, and raw emotion. He stands, his hand raised high, as the audience gives a standing ovation. That single move would replay on every sports network in America for weeks. It would become the most watched clip in USA high school wrestling history. But what people didn't see was the journey behind it. Ethan had been told he wasn't built for wrestling. He lost every match in his freshman year. He trained with torn shoes, borrowed gear, and an old mat his coach rescued from the trash. But he never complained. He showed up every single morning before sunrise. He watched tape after tape, learning every move his heroes made, every grip, every escape. And when nobody believed in him, his belief in himself was enough. That's what made the difference. You see, success doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers in silence, in those lonely hours when no one's watching. The hours Ethan spent training alone, those were the real victories. Because champions aren't made in the spotlight. They're made in the shadows, through discipline, through struggle, through failure. And that shocking move? It wasn't luck. It was the result of every drop of sweat, every missed meal, every early morning. The next day, the clip went viral across America. Thousands of comments flooded in. Who is this kid? Unreal move! Future champion right here! Sports networks replayed it in slow motion, analyzing the technique, the timing, the courage. Even professional wrestlers tweeted about it. That's the kind of hunger we need to see again. But for Ethan, it wasn't about fame. It was about proving something to himself, that no dream is too far when your heart is all in. Ethan became a symbol, not just for wrestlers, but for anyone chasing greatness. For every kid training alone, for every athlete doubted by others, for everyone told you can't. He showed that one moment. One decision, one bold move can change everything. It's not about being the biggest in the room. It's about having the courage to step onto the mat and fight like you belong there. So next time you doubt yourself, remember Ethan Cole, the kid who turned doubt into dominance, the kid whose move shocked everyone, and the kid who proved that, sometimes,